With the first pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Minnesota Timberwolves select Anthony Edwards from the University of Georgia.
So Anthony Edwards with his mother and grandmother with him there in spirit. He knows which hat he can take out of that big box now, and it is the one that belongs to the Minnesota Timberwolves.
What's poppin'? Brand new whip, just hopped in. I got options. I can pass that bitch like Stockton. Just joshing. I'm spending this holiday locked in. My body got rid of them toxins. Sports in the top 10. I can put the ball in the end zone, put a bad bitch in the friend zone. This shit sound like an intro jet song, give me that tempo. Told Pooh he a fool with the shit. Told her don't let her friends know. In the Ville and I move like a dime. Eating fettuccine at Vincenzo's.
What's up, sports fans? It's your boy Phil here with another episode. I'm with the homies Jack, Figs, and Panky. It has been a wonderful offseason so far in the NBA. Let's kick it off with the draft. I have the top 5 picks written down here. So Minnesota goes first with Anthony Edwards, followed by Golden State going with the center James Wiseman. Charlotte getting LaMelo Ball. The Bulls getting Patrick Williams, and Cleveland getting Isaac Okoro. What did we think of the draft as a whole, doing it virtually?
It was actually pretty I think it was better than the NFL draft. I'm going to start by saying that. I feel like the emotion was still felt. It almost was like, you were still there. Like, it didn't make a difference emotionally. Like, these guys were still, pouring their hearts out or whatever. Yeah. A lot of really cool stories. My favorite is actually Cole Anthony, because as we know, he got hurt this year. So just seeing, how emotional he was and how grateful he was, and like just hearing him talk, you could tell like, he's gonna cherish this. Like, he's gonna make the best of his time in the NBA. Yeah. I don't know if that's gonna translate to him being an all-star, but it's just good to see these guys excited and emotional the way they were. You know what I mean?
I think the draft being the NBA draft being shorter inherently than the NFL draft made it more fitting for the virtual setting. It did also go smoother because the NFL picks took so long to go between picks. This is never going to go away for the NBA draft in particular, but like you can't check Twitter whatsoever if you want to actually watch the draft on TV, because you're going to be like 2 picks ahead before the actual TV is, because like Woj and Shams and all those guys they don't care. They're just dropping them as soon as they can get them. Yeah. Speaking of the feel good stories, I'm drawing a blank for some reason. The gentleman who had the photos of his mother and grandmother sitting next to him, that was some heartfelt.
Anthony Edwards.
It was Anthony Edwards? Okay, yeah. So that was really heartwarming. And I had nothing against him going into the draft, but now I really want him to do well for his family.
Yeah.
I think that's a good fit for him in Minnesota too. He can be a combo guard with D'Angelo.
Yeah, Minnesota needs somebody like that, because when you think about it, D'Angelo, he's kind of a scoring point guard. Mm-hmm. You got Cat out there, scoring or whatever. Anthony Edwards he kind of does both. He can play make, he can score. You know what I mean? He's pretty dynamic. So they need somebody like that. They definitely need somebody like that.
Minnesota also now has Rubio as like the calming presence for like those guards, because like he's a veteran, he's a savvy guy, and like he seems to be a blue collar type of player. So having him with Russell and Edwards in that backcourt is going to be, I think, a very good move, because Minnesota's always been a young team and they always need like a veteran presence or two. And like they tried it with Jimmy Butler, and then for whatever reason it didn't work there. And now he's Butler's on the greener pastures in South Beach. I think they've got the right tools, because it all comes down to, can you keep Towns happy? Because as soon as he hits free agency, he can demand a trade at any moment, and they're set back to a handful of years ago.
Oh yeah. It all comes down to how patient he's going to be. You know what I mean? If he's going to trust this process. Me personally, I really feel like Anthony Edwards is going to make a difference. I don't know if it's going to be an immediate difference, but I think he's going to make a difference, So it all comes down to how patient Cat is going to be. You know what I mean? Speaking of emotional stories, I think it was the 6th pick. I can't remember his name. But I think he lost his brother from what he was saying, his brother died in like a skateboard accident or something like that, and his brother used to play basketball too. I can't remember his name. I think he was the 6th pick though. Yeah, that was pretty.
Who went to Atlanta?
Yeah.
I'm gonna probably mispronounce this. My apologies. Onyeka Okongwu.
There you go. Yeah, that was very emotional. I was very happy for that kid. I don't even know who he is, but I just hope he does well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't get to watch the draft live. I watched like the highlights of it the next day, but it's always so good to see some of these stories. These guys are just like coming from families where this is life-changing, just so life-changing. It's always a great. It was great to watch it because it's always such a moment of hope and stuff like that. It's my favorite moment was LeVar Ball's face, just realizing that he was now his son was now under the employ of Michael Jordan, which was just hilarious, and just knowing that he might now have to actually face him in a one-on-one game.
Speaking of that, would you guys pay money to watch that one-on-one game?
Yes.
Oh, hell yeah.
Definitely.
A best of 3 series to 21.
I'd consider it. Yeah, I would consider paying money for that.
I don't even think it's going to go to 3. I think after the first game, LeVar is going to come to his senses and be like, all right, bro, you got it.
And then Jordan's going to be like, no, I took this personally. Let's go.
Exactly. Shit.
The draft though itself, talking about the players, I really and of course the industry kind of agrees on this, but it is a weak draft in terms of there just doesn't seem to be tons of difference makers. I think Edwards is he's going to make a difference, but it might take a year or two to really become that what he's actually going to be. James Wiseman, I think, is going to be an absolute monster. But outside of that, I don't think LaMelo is going to come in and be like Trae Young. He's nowhere near as refined as that level of superstar already. And I think it might take him some time. Who else is going to really come in and be that? Patrick Williams is not going to come in and be like it's interesting.
I think this draft, aside from the top 3 or 2, well, those guys will make an impact in like Jack said, a year or 2, maybe 3.
Yeah, I mean it's a draft full of late bloomers. You know what I mean? Granted, you never know. There's a lot of unpredictable things that happen in these drafts. A lot of years, people that we didn't expect to bloom turn out to be fucking superstars. You know what I mean? But I just don't see that happening in this draft. You know what I mean? I'm with Jack on that. Like, outside of Anthony Edwards and James Wiseman, I really don't. LaMelo, I was never really big on LaMelo. Like, I don't know. For some reason, I feel like Lonzo is still going to be better than him. I don't know. That's just me, though. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, we'll see what happens with these guys.
I was going to say this, and it kind of answers it. Were we surprised that LaMelo fell to 3? Because everyone kept saying, like, oh, he can go number 1. He can go number 1. And, like, he was the top guy and stuff. I don't know.
I wasn't surprised at all.
No.
Like, I had either Anthony Edwards or LaMelo going 1, but I had James Wiseman to Golden State always at number 2, just because of what that team needed.
Yeah, absolutely. It also, you just I'm not an expert scout, but I feel like just the plain eye test, you can see that Anthony Edwards and James Wiseman are better prospects.
Oh yeah, 100%. Even though James Wiseman played 3 games, and he got into that whole situation with the NCAA, which was stupid in my opinion, for them to suspend him for the year. But yeah, coming out the draft, I think, in my opinion, Golden State got 2 steals in the second round with their drafts, and Nico Mannion and Justin, I can't even say that name, Justinian Jessup. They got a lefty shooter and the next coming of Caruso.
I don't know, man. I'm rooting for Golden State. I know it's kind of weird coming from a LeBron fan, but I don't know. I've always admired the way that organization handled things, except for the whole KD thing. But other than that, they've normally been pretty clear cut. They got a nice system over there that, players can come in and literally just fall right in and start learning. You know what I mean? I feel like that's going to be the situation with Wiseman. And he's going to be used the right way. You could just tell by the way they run things. He's going to be used the right way. It's not going to be one of those situations where he's fighting for minutes or anything. Exactly. They need a center. So,
who is their real center? Marquise Chris? My favorite part of the draft was when who was it? RJ Hampton got drafted, and then his little brother took out the Bucks hat from underneath him, and then his dad yelled at him, takes the Bucks hat and chucks it into the other room, only to go get it back and put it on his head.
The draft was cool, man. Like there was a lot of good moments. The New York other basketball team actually surprised me at this draft, man. The Knicks made a lot of good picks. I think it's Leon Rose. I think he's making a difference. Normally the Knicks make picks that are kind of like, what the fuck? Like what? You know what I mean? But they actually made a lot of sense of what they did this draft. Yeah. I definitely like the Obi Toppin pickup.
Yeah.
Of course.
Emmanuel Quickly. I don't know if you guys watched Emmanuel Quickly. That guy he's nice. He is nice. He's a sharpshooter, but he can create for himself. He's a shot creator too. You know what I mean? The Knicks needed something like that. Also, Miles Powell. I don't know if you guys watched too much of him in college. He went to Seton Hall. That guy's a pure scorer, bro. Pure scorer.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say that Miles Powell, like low-key, you want to get like a hot, spicy take. Miles Powell could be a top 5 player in this rookie year. Like, I mean, this year, not long-term, but for this year, he could be one of the top 5 rookies. Like, the guy can play basketball. Like,
oh, yeah, he's good. I feel you on that. I'm not really too, certain what his long-term expectations should be, but I feel like he could come out swinging. I don't know if he's going to be able to maintain it, but I think he could come out swinging. You know what I mean? So that's going to be interesting to see, man. So who do we think won the draft?
NBA fans. Let's put it that way. I guess the other basketball team.
No,
we don't refer to the Knickerbockers or whatever you want to call it. They're the other basketball team,
man. Who won? I mean, technically LeVar Ball won. If we're gonna be, I'm surprised how quiet he's been going through this whole draft process. I would have expected him to go back to the old LeVar and started strutting his stuff, and like just playing up that he's got 2 top 3 sons in the league. And then LiAngelo is just in the corner, just be like, "Oh, I'm here too. Sorry."
LiAngelo is staying in the D League.
Called him before the draft and was like, "Listen, motherfucker, I'm thinking about taking your son, but you better shut the fuck up. Don't say no dumb shit." You think that got something to do with it?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Jordan's probably like, "I'll give you real sneakers and see what they're like. These are the real deal stuff."
I think Golden State won the draft because I think and I'm looking at that as the whole process. I mean, in terms of a team, this is a team that is not that far away from contention, like finals contention. Obviously with Clay, that's a huge loss, but like they're not that many pieces away. And then they got maybe the best player in the draft. And now they get to go back to potentially being a playoff team. I don't know, maybe probably not without Clay, but like, I think they won in that situation and then lost everything.
Speaking of draft winners, Andrew Wiggins, when he heard the news about Klay Thompson, that he gets to stay in Golden State for a little bit longer.
He's like,
yes. I think he was probably the most nervous guy on draft night. Shit, he's like, are they going to trade me? Are they going to trade me? I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. I feel like Wiggins in that system, I don't know. I just feel like Steve Kerr's gonna find a way to make the best out of him. I don't know. I've never been too high on his game. I wasn't really too thrilled about the Kelly Oubre move. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Kelly Oubre. I love watching the kid play. for some reason, I just don't feel like he fits into what they're trying to do. You know, he's not the best 3-point shooter. I made this analogy and I got laughed at in the group chat, and y'all probably gonna laugh at me again, but I think he's a light-skinned, slightly better Andrew Wiggins. That's, you know, in terms of athleticism, you know what I mean? They're pretty much the same guy. He's a little better of a shooter, you know, slightly better, but, you know, they're both slashers in a system that's pretty much built for shooters. So it's going to be interesting to see how Steve Kerr adjusts to that.
Although the one difference is that Oubre seems to care more when he's on the court.
Hold on. Breaking news. Fuck the Raptors. Fuck the Raptors.
Yeah, baby!
Something just happened.
Breaking news. All right, I got it, Panky.
The Raptors.
The Raptors re-signed Fred VanVleet to a 4-year deal, $85 million.
Oh, that's the number they wanted. That's the number they wanted.
Let's go.
That's the amount that who got that same contract?
I have it here somewhere.
Oh, this is gonna be bugged because somebody it's like
Bertans got a 5-year $80 million.
Jesus Christ! I'll take Freddie over that. I thought the De'Aaron Fox contract was gonna like really hurt like us to re-sign Fred, because Fred would have saw that and saw friggin' dollar signs like get that money.
Oh my God! I was about to change his background. Oh my God!
Yo,
Josh.
Yes.
Yo, Josh, you see this shit, Josh? Oh my God!
He's got the same contract as Brogdon.
Oh God! The former rookie of the year.
They got the Raptors background. I'm crying.
They stole Fred VanVleet from the fucking God.
From the Knicks. I know they did. They stole him.
Now we get to hear Fred say, "Yeah, other teams offered me more, but I wanted to stay in Toronto." We're gonna be like, "Hey, let's go."
I know the Knicks offered that nigga like $150 million. Wow.
The Knicks don't get the Knicks either gonna get Westbrook or they're just gonna just leave it how it is right now.
The Knicks are gonna end up with fucking Alec Burke as the fucking star player, bro. Fuck the Knicks.
Yo, I'm screaming.
I mean, it beats Moutier.
Honestly, you know who's my spiritual animal right now?
Who's
right
that?
now, John Wall is my spiritual animal, bro. He's literally the winner of this whole NBA. He sits out for 3 years. He doesn't play 700 games, and then wants to come back with the audacity to talk about, I want to trade. Meanwhile, what did you do for like 3 years? Nothing.
And taking his salary for the next 3 years. So this year he's getting paid $41 million. Next year
he's the real winner of this draft.
Yeah.
Next year that salary increases to $44 million, and then in 2023 he gets $47 million.
He's my spiritual animal for this whole shindig. That's what we're gonna call it. That's my spiritual animal.
Hurts himself after signing the contract, like walking out of the room, just my leg. That's it. Oh, that's it.
Yo, so is he the modern day Gilbert Arenas?
Oh no.
Oh no. He did.
Oh, not the Gilbert.
Wasn't he the one that said that people like need to be tougher like back in the day? Was that him too recently?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
He's like, people are too friendly.
We have to know John Wall's stance on gun control before we decide if he's Gilbert Arenas or not.
You know, it was crazy though. When he only requested a trade because he found out the Wizards organization was going to build around Bradley Beal and not him.
Bro,
hot take. That's some scorching. Like, how do you? Come on. Oh, Washington. Oh my God.
All right, let's move on to. Sorry, Jack.
No. I was just gonna say it. Sometimes it's sad to see people when they like don't realize that they're like not all that. Like John Wall is like talks as if he thinks that he is like the second best point guard in the league, and it's like you're great, man, but you're just not. Like
yes, your Hoop mixtapes were impeccable back in the day. You understand? It did a lot for the community, but guy, baby, it's over. It's over.
You did the Dougie for 2 years.
Yeah, and then that's all we heard from him. Literally, that's it.
I don't want to know who in the world he thinks is picking up that contract. I don't think nobody's touching that contract, bro. I'll be honest.
In New York.
Oh my God.
Honestly, bro. With Joe Harris getting $75 million, anything is possible in this lifetime.
That's true. That's true.
Nice. Come on.
Well, we just said Washington gave Burton's $80 million for God's sake. Like, come on.
Yeah, that I can't understand that for the life of me.
That I'm like, where are they? Where are they pulling all this money from?
Meanwhile, my son Wesley Matthews can't even get $15 million. He gets 3.5.
I ain't gonna lie, that's the steal of free agency.
That's the steal of the century. What?
They all know what's going on there. He's going to join a championship. He's pretty much
yeah.
He already got that big contract before.
Yeah,
that's the sales pitch for you.
But I mean, West is still pretty good. He could have got 15 mil, man. 15 mil a year. He could have got.
He could have got at least 10. At least 7. I'll give him at least 10. 7. Yeah.
But 3.5 with a bag of Skittles.
Interest at all. They was like, you just got to get up out of there, bro.
For real. All right, let's move on to the rest of the offseason. We'll start with trades, and then we'll go on to signings. One of the big splashes early on was Chris Paul to the Phoenix Suns, along with Abdul Nadir going to Phoenix, and then the guys that Phoenix let go of to Oklahoma City, they got moved around after. So in that package to OKC was Oubre, Rubio, Ty Jerome, Jalen LeCue, and a 2022 first-round pick. Later on in the night, on draft night, Rubio got moved to Minnesota for the 25th and 28th pick. And then Oklahoma City got the 17th pick. And then yesterday, I believe, was it yesterday? Kelly Oubre got moved to Golden State. And then Oklahoma City got a protected top 20 first-round pick in next year's draft.
Yo, imagine like Oklahoma City just didn't even have like a basketball team. Their team was literally just like draft picks. Like, so like they're just sitting on the bench and there's just no one on the bench and just like a little sheet of paper on each, like, you know.
It's like 2022 draft pick.
Their entire team is just draft pick.
Bro, they trying to win the 2030 NBA Finals. That's what they trying to
100%.
You know how Scrooge McDuck jumps in a giant pool of like gold coins? That's Sam Presti in like lottery ping pong balls. Just dumps in and just swimming around in them and just like that's his fault.
In his bathtub.
This guy is getting with picks like how Michael Jordan used to get. He's addicted to picks at this point. Like, I need more.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Bronny James in an Oklahoma City Thunder uniform when he enters the draft.
That's an interesting take. Shit, you never know.
Wow.
I mean, with all those first-round draft picks and protected first-rounders, I wouldn't be surprised.
They could literally trade half and still have like 12 picks left after that. Like, come on.
Exactly. They're going to draft Bronny and Zaire in the same fucking draft.
When is that? What is that, like 3 years? 2, 3 years?
I want to say like 3.
I think 3, yeah.
4?
Well, Zaire is older.
Zaire he's a year older. He's a year older.
And then Bronny.
Talking about Bronny, though. Bronny's what, grade 10 right now or something?
I think grade 10. I think grade
11. Whichever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, like 3 years. Okay.
Does that make Phoenix into a better contender for the playoffs with Chris Paul on the team?
I think so.
Immediately, yeah, definitely.
I think so. I think DeAndre Ayton is the most slept on big in the league. And adding a player like Chris Paul is going to make his game go over the top. That's really what I think. And we all know what Devin Booker could do. We all know what he can do. This guy scored 70 points in a game a couple of years ago. He hasn't slowed down since.
Yeah.
So adding a piece like Chris Paul, honestly, I know it's a little too early, but I'm predicting that Phoenix finishes like 3rd in the West this year.
And they didn't give that much up either when you really think about it. Like,
nah.
They still have guys like Bridges and somebody else in their team. But either way, they didn't give like the core guys away. And if I'm DeAndre Ayton, I'm buying Chris Paul like a Rolex or something. Just be like, keep feeding me the lobs. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
If Chris Paul's playing up to like if he's healthy, which is a huge if.
Oh yeah.
If he's healthy and playing like like he's been playing later in his career when he's actually been healthy, which is still a very high level, that team could be that good. I just can't see that happening. Like, then are they actually all three going to play 70 games together, or like even like 65 games together? Like, I don't know. Like,
I feel like as long as they get into the playoffs, they'll have a major impact in the playoffs, because Chris Paul takes a lot of weight off of Devin Booker's shoulders in terms of like scoring, right? Devin Booker can just get into the spot. Chris Paul will find them easy. Same thing with Ayton.
Mm-hmm. And nobody's going to want to play those guys in the playoffs. Nobody.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Well, no one's going to be wanting to play the Lakers in the playoffs because they got Dennis Schroeder in a 3-team deal that sends him to the Lakers. Oklahoma gets Al Horford and 2 draft picks and another first rounder for 2025. And Philadelphia gets Danny Green.
Man, listen. That move right there, people don't understand. Like, the Lakers were cool last year. They didn't have a traditional point guard, or a scoring point guard, should I say. Avery Bradley was really good, you know, but
he got hurt.
He can't score in bunches like this guy Schroeder can, you know.
Yeah.
And as good as Chris Paul was last year, I feel like Schroeder was better. You know what I mean? So you add a piece like that alongside Anthony Davis and LeBron, that's going to be scary, bro. It's really going to be scary. And I feel like it's going to allow LeBron to get the rest that he needs, you know, with the quick turnaround.
Exactly. And every time LeBron went off or AD was off, it was like, who was going to score for the Lakers in the bubble? Right?
Exactly.
Now you can bring a guy like Dennis Schroeder. He need a starter come off the bench. Either way, he's going to like take some of that, you know, scoring to help LeBron get his rest, get AD to get his rest during games and save him for the playoffs. So Lakers just got even more stacked. So.
The only thing I have with Schroeder, and I don't think this is going to be an issue for him, but it's just something to point out, that this is the least crowded backcourt he's been a part of. On LA. Like in Atlanta and in OKC, there were a lot more guys to like rotate around. It wasn't like a fixed lineup as much as LA. Mm-hmm. So that will be interesting for him to see. I like him, so I don't think that will be a big issue. I think he'll step up in LA, but that is going to be something to point out where like there are fewer options in that backcourt for him, and he needs. This is like you are one of 2 guys basically on that backcourt now that isn't LeBron James. Because like Ron, either way, like it's thinned out. And now I'm not hide, but it's not like you can rotate guys through and like, okay, he's going to be hot for 15 minutes or something like that, and then that's all he needs to do, kind of a thing.
Yeah. I actually think that's going to work out in his favor. You know, like he averaged, 18.9, basically 19 points a game last year in a situation where you said, you know, there was a lot of guards rotating. So now he becomes kind of the focal point of that backcourt. So I feel like his points per game total, I think, is going to take a bump. I think he'll at least go up to like 20, 21 points a game.
Yeah. That's interesting on a LeBron and Anthony Davis team, though. Like, I don't know. I think he's going to be up there because I agree. I think he's going to be the main guy on a lot of nights. I think when like LeBron sits, it's going to be like the Schroeder show or something like that. Like it's going to be he's going to be very, very involved, which is interesting. Mm-hmm. I feel like the Lakers, as they are right now, I don't know who's beating the Lakers, honestly. Like if they're all good to go right now.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough, especially with the 2 signings that they got in Montrezl Harrell and Wes Matthews.
Yeah, Montrezl is the steal.
How did no one offer him more? Or if they did, maybe people did, but like that is a cheap deal for someone like friggin' Montrezl.
Again,
it's analytics. Guys like that are like technically analytics. They don't show his value. Like, well, technically, analytically speaking, he's not that valuable. You know, nowadays, which is crazy because he's absolutely valuable. And there's lots of metrics where he is valuable, but like he's not worth the money. They want to pay people that can like shoot threes.
Yeah, defend at the 4, can bring the ball up. That's another thing. Like LeBron always brings the ball up, but Montrezl, Schroeder, they can also help bring the ball up if LeBron doesn't want to take the ball up. So,
yeah.
Man, clutch. It's a clutch sports thing, man. It's a clutch sports thing. That's why they was able to get him for $9 million a year? What?
Yeah.
To my Montrez, that's ridiculous.
That's
collusion.
Crazy. Yeah.
So much collusion.
All right, let's move on to the Kardashian of the NBA offseason.
Oh, no.
Trevor Ariza got moved around 3 times.
In 3 days.
In 3 days. So the first deal, Ariza got sent back to Houston with the 16th pick, and a protected 2021 first rounder. And to Portland, they sent over Robert Covington. The second deal that got him moved was to Detroit, along with that 16th pick again, I think, if I read that correctly. And Houston gets a future first rounder. The third deal, what was that, last night, Panky? You can correct me on that.
It was like early in the morning, I think, or something.
Oh, okay. So, to OKC, Trevor Ariza, Justin Jackson, and a pick. I don't know if they announced which pick that was. To the Mavs, I read James Johnson, and then to the Pistons, DeLon Wright. How bad do we feel for Trevor Ariza?
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. That's how bad I feel. Listen, man. As soon as I saw him end up back in Houston, I'm like, yeah, he's gonna get traded again. Why the fuck would they? Why would they want him back? You know what I mean? Like, I didn't think it was gonna be 3 times. You know, like, he's getting passed around like a bitch in high school out here. But I mean, hey, it happens. It's the NBA. It's a business, right? So
yeah.
I mean, the good thing for him is that he probably hasn't even started packing before he's found out where he's going. So it's not like he went to one place then realized, oh crap, I got to move to the next place.
Oh wait, I remember reading a couple of years ago in a free agency. I don't know what sport, but someone got traded. He bought a house or a condo in that city he got traded to, only to find out later in the week he got traded to another place.
That's I can't remember
who it was, but it was the most funniest thing I've ever read in an article.
The one thing, this isn't really, well, it sort of does involve Ariza, but the one thing that out of those trades that stands out to me is I like Robert Covington going to Portland. I think that's a good move for the Blazers.
Oh yeah, that's a very good move for them.
Because Houston's just trying to get all the future that they mortgage. They're just trying to get capital back, right?
They're trying to be like OKC. Now with Covington going to the Blazers, I feel like that helps them a lot. I think defensively, offensively, he's all right, but more on the defensive end. He can guard the 3. He can guard the 2, maybe a 4. He's feeling like it.
Yeah, he's pretty good defensively. I mean, he's a lights out shooter too. You know what I mean? Just you put him with the right playmaker, and good things can happen offensively.
Yeah,
I feel like they learned that in this offseason that, you know, as good as they were, as hot as they were in the bubble, when you run into a team like the Lakers, that's a fine-tuned machine. You need as many pieces as possible.
Yeah. It's defensively too.
Yeah, and I feel like that's one of the things they learned in that series. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see what other moves they make to try to complement that.
Yeah,
because speaking of other moves, the Blazers got Enes Kanter in a 3-team deal. The Celtics get a future Memphis draft pick, while the Grizzlies get Mario Hezonja and Desmond Bane.
Ew.
I mean, Kanter gives Portland another 7-foot center depth, I guess. I mean,
yeah. Now, question. Now, does that mean like they're trying to move Whiteside because he wasn't as like impactful as they thought he would be?
Honestly, I don't know, bro. Because me personally, if you ask me, I think Kanter is the worst defensive center of all fucking time. So you bring a guy like him in, and like Panky said, you got fucking Nurkic, you got Whiteside, and now you got Kanter. Like, what the fuck are you? What are you trying to do here? Like, you know what I mean? There's a head scratch.
The Raptors did with Bargnani and Garbajosa.
Oh no!
Listen, man. Did you just say Bargnani? I gotta go.
Yeah, how much Primo Pasta is still in New York?
Oh my god. That guy only played good against one person, Dwight Howard.
That is true.
That was the thing that happened. I don't. Even if they want to move Whiteside, I don't know who much. I shouldn't say that because it's the NBA. They can happen, but I don't know who would want Whiteside of that contract. I was confused when they signed him to begin with. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, Portland is another one of those badly managed teams. You know what I mean? I feel like they're wasting CJ and Dame's prime years because they're not able to put what they need around them.
Or I think that they're not attracting players to have them come and play in Portland, right? Like with the Lakers, like, oh, everyone wants to go play with the Lakers. Everyone wanted to go play with like the Celtics now with Tatum and Jaylen Brown and Kemba, right? So
exactly.
Like Portland's not a very enticing organization to go to because like every year they get bounced basically in the first or second round, right?
Basically. But my thing is, you got somebody loyal like Dame. Like he's loyal. Like, he's already showed like, yo, I'm willing to rock out here. I ain't trying to leave. I feel like as a GM, as an organization, you're supposed to reward these players for their loyalty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you literally put your neck out, you know what I mean? Or you put your head on a swivel out there to try to get them whoever you think can make a difference. It's not like Portland is trash like they were in the Western Conference Finals, last year, the year before last. You know what I mean? So they can do things. They just need pieces to get them over the hump.
Yeah.
Now, the Melo signing was cool, but I think Melo belongs on a team that's like one piece away. Portland is like 2 or 3 pieces away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
just send Melo to the Lakers so LeBron can get him a chip.
Honestly, I would really like that. Even if you don't go to the Lakers, go somewhere like the Mavericks or go somewhere like the Nets. Even if he was to go to the Nets, like
what I read last night before I knocked out was that Melo to the Knicks was getting the ball rolling.
That's where that max contract slot goes, right there.
No,
Melo and Max. Speaking of teams trying to stick their necks out, try and keep the players happy, the Bucks. The Bucks were part of a 4-team trade to get Drew Holiday. They shipped out Bledsoe to the Pelicans. Along with going to the Pelicans is Steven Adams, 2 future first-round picks, and a top 14 protected 2023 pick. To the Thunder, Miller, George Hill, a protected first-rounder, and 2 future second-rounders. And then to the Nuggets was R.J. Hampton.
I feel like there's a lot of fear in those moves, and I think they feared the DC sniper. I'm going to call him the DC sniper. Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is back. You know what I mean? He might be 100%. Kyrie is supposedly healthy. So,
Kyrie also supposedly says the world is flat.
Well, yeah, but he ain't the smartest. He ain't the smartest motherfucker in the world. That ain't rocket science. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I feel like it's more so them being scared of the Nets. Obviously, they want to make Giannis happy, but I feel like a big part of it is them being scared of Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. Because I feel like last year was their best chance to come out of the East, and they blew it.
Mm-hmm.
So now you got these 2 guys who everybody knows they're hungry. They just re-signed Joe Harris. They still got Karis LeVert. The Nets have a deep team.
Yeah.
So I feel like the Bucks are looking over at them and are like, nah, we got to add as many pieces as we can to just make it out the East. Not even win the finals. Now we're fighting to make it out the East.
Yeah,
so.
I think also the Bucks kind of fucked up with the whole Bogdanovich trade. You agree to a sign-in trade when the player, when a key player doesn't agree to a sign-in trade, and you would ship a bunch of who would they send? Was it Connaughton? Oh no, it was DiVincenzo, Ilyasova, and 2 picks for Bogdan.
Yeah. Speaking of the Nets and the Bucks, we got a Nets fan down there. What do you think? What do you think about the Bogdanovich trade that got botched? What do you think about that?
The Bucks is tripping, bro. They let go of DiVincenzo. They are smoking. They gotta be fried. What? You got rid of DiVincenzo? Nah. No, they're smoking.
They tried to. They tried to.
Yeah, they tried to. It ain't looking like it's going too well for them right now.
The Bucks is not doing nothing, bro. I'm telling you, this man, what's his name? Be honest. I'm calling him Be honest. Let's be honest. That man is out of here. That man is leaving the Bucks, bro. He is Nigerian. Do you understand what that means, bro? If he's not seeing the vision, he's out.
So that means he's coming to Toronto to join Sai.
No, he's definitely either going to Toronto. Me and Figs were talking about he's either going to Toronto or he's going to the Heat. Those are the only two options. I don't see him. He's not going to the Golden State Warriors because they just got Wiseman. They're not gonna give that up. They're gonna He's either going to Toronto or he's going to the Heat. And we know it's sooner or later.
Yeah. It all depends on this season, basically.
Which one do you prefer, though, Figs? Do you prefer him to go to Toronto, or you prefer him to go to?
I'll be honest.
Figs,
I know there's rap
think about the passport.
There's rap fans in here, and I love making these guys angry. But I actually want him to go to the Raptors. I'll be honest. I feel like that's the better fit for him. The Heat is cool, but I just feel like Nick Nurse can make it work. He can make things, run smoother. That's nothing against Eric Spoelstra. He's a great coach, but Nick Nurse is a better coach. The Raptors have a better system that's more suited towards Giannis's game style. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
I could agree with that, too.
Yeah. Figs, Jay has a Canada Goose waiting for you. All right, let's move on to some signings. Big one, De'Aaron Fox got a max extension, 5 year, $163 million extension with the Kings.
And it could be a Supermax.
Yeah, it could be a Supermax to like 193.
Yeah.
Good for him. Good for him.
He got the bag.
193.
Supermax, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know what the provisions are for it, though.
We got to find out who these people's agents are. Like, we really got to go see, like, what they've really been in the lab this whole quarantine. Because we got to find out who these agents are, for real.
Yeah, that's crazy. 193. God damn.
Yeah, Supermax for De'Aaron Fox.
That's like, what, $41 million a year? Shit.
Yeah, I don't know what the provisions are for it, but yeah, there's some clause that could turn it into the big one.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So right
probably gonna have to win like MVP or like have to have his percentage in scoring and shooting and certain stuff like that. Probably.
Or probably make the All-Star team.
Yeah.
So looking at that, you think it's a good move for the Kings to keep a young guy like De'Aaron Fox and give him that much money?
Yes.
It's the only way they can get people.
Yeah. I mean, like Panky said, if De'Aaron don't stay, you ain't attracted nobody to come to, you know what I mean? He's the fastest player in the NBA, hands down. In my opinion, he's one of the best, if not the best, defensive point guard in the NBA. He's extremely athletic. His jump shot's it needs a little work. His playmaking needs a little work, but he's a stud. Yeah. He's a stud. You know what I mean? And if you can put the right pieces with De'Aaron Fox, you're at least gonna make the playoffs. I mean, sadly for them, they're in the West. If they was in the East, you feel me? They could make a lot more noise, but they're in the West, so 7th, 8th seed, maybe 6th if you could put the right.
The sun's gonna kill him, bro. The sun's gonna kill him.
Speaking of Western Conference teams, the Utah Jazz bring back 2 players with Derek Favors signing a 3-year, $27 million deal, and Jordan Clarkson a 4-year, $52 million deal. I don't know if I would have given Jordan Clarkson that much money, but it was a good idea to bring both of them back.
I mean, they could be getting Favors on a steal. We're talking about how Wes Matthews couldn't get more than $5 million. How the heck could Derek Favors get like $10 million after like what he's been doing in New Orleans? Like,
yeah.
I mean, he's in a system that he's familiar with. I mean, New Orleans used him. I mean, he didn't play that well, but like New Orleans didn't use him at all, or didn't use him right. So I think he's in a system that he's familiar with. He's going to be able to click with Gobert. Whether they're on the court at the same time or not, it's a different story. I think there could be value there because of the familiarity. But if not, then, I mean, it's funny to scoff at $10 million or so a year, but like in the NBA, that's peanuts, basically.
Yeah. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. the Favors signing is a very good signing because, you know, he shows a lot of promise. I mean, he's a very intelligent big man. You mentioned something that I was thinking about. Are they going to be on the same? Are they going to be at the floor at the same time? I'm not too sure, but he can come off the bench and make noise. I do agree with Phil signing Jordan Clarkson for that much money. Somebody was high at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, he does bring bench scoring, but Jordan Clarkson is like Kyle Kuzma's older brother. I don't know if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the motherfucker, he got an itchy trigger finger. He's just gonna shoot that shit. You know what I mean? So he's not the most intelligent player, you know, but I don't know. I like Utah. I feel like they could have done something else with that money. That's just me. I feel like they could have done something else. They could have went out and got another really valuable piece so that they can contend in this tough-ass Western Conference. But,
yeah,
I mean, to each his own.
That's true. Staying with the West, where was it? I have so many signings written down. Marcus Morris re-signed with the Clippers for a 4-year, $64 million deal.
Desperation move.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Desperation move. After losing Montrez, I feel like they kind of panicked, you know, and I don't know what their cap situation is like. Thank you. You probably know better than me. But I don't know if they have enough to really make any big splashes. You know what I mean? And losing Montrez hurts them. We all know that hurts them. Chris Paul going to the Suns hurts them. You know what I mean? Dallas has been making some moves that hurt them as well. You know, so the Clippers go from, in essence, the second best team in the West to like the fourth or fifth best team in the West overnight. You know what I mean? So I feel like they felt like they had to hold on to Morris because if Morris left, you know, they were pretty much screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not the most enticing market to go. Well, not market, but the most enticing team to go to after last season. So I don't know about LA.
No one's paying the Clippers any mind. Can we just all just pack that whole Clippers movement up?
So where do they finish in the West this year? What y'all thinking?
5.
Yeah, I'm thinking around the same thing.
4 or 5.
4 on a good year.
Depending on how much Kawhi plays.
4 is very generous.
Listen, man, Kawhi ain't coming back till Valentine's Day shit. That quick-ass turnaround, yeah, we ain't seen that motherfucker till February.
He's chilling on the beach somewhere.
He gonna let his uncle play in his place.
Oh, dear Lord. Moving on. Let's head out east. The Heat bring back Goran Dragic and Leonard. Both signed a 2-year, Dragic getting a $37.4 million deal, and Miles Leonard getting a $20 million deal with the Heat. I think it's good that the Heat brought back Dragic. Leonard kind of brings that like extra big man off the bench when Bam goes on the bench. So
I think Jimmy spoke to him personally about re-signing too.
Oh yeah, he's like
to Dragic.
He's like, if you don't resign, I'm gonna fucking hurt you.
No more coffee for you. Yeah, I couldn't see Dragic really in any other city. He seems to really fit with Miami and what they're trying to do. I mean, they don't really need. They didn't need. They weren't in the market to go get other people. It was just more, can we keep the band together and build off of what we already established.
I think the only person that left was it Derek Jones Jr.?
Yeah.
To Portland?
Yeah.
That was about it. But was he really doing anything aside from winning a dunk contest?
Listen, man.
Dwayne Wade winning him a dunk contest?
He's just there for momentary highlights. That was the only reason he was there.
I mean, if you're Portland, I mean, as far as depth wingers go, that's a pretty solid pickup. I can't remember how much they're paying him. I don't think it's that much, but because that's Portland's mandate, right? It's just to get more wings, and him and oh my God, who did they just sign? We were just talking about him. But either way, Portland's moves, they're addressing the wing, and I think that's a good signing for them.
Yeah, for them it's a good signing. I mean, Dragic is on the tail end of his career.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really see him going anywhere else, and I feel like you know, he's bitter that he got hurt in the final. I ain't gonna say he's bitter, but he's hurt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean, from getting hurt in the finals.
I'd be annoyed too if I just take a jab step and then the bottom of my foot tears. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a hard jab step. It was just like, all right, let me step forward a bit and then come back.
Exactly. You know what I mean? You get to the finals and you have that happen. That's got to be heartbreaking. I mean, I've played sports. You know what I mean? We've all played sports. So, you know, you get to the mountaintop and then you just get hurt. Bro. So there's got to be that what if. You know what I mean? So I feel like he's ready to run it back. I don't think he was ever really going to entertain anybody else, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
You know.
Let's head over to Figs' city. Atlanta landing Danilo Gallinari, a 3-year, $61.5 million deal. And then this morning, Chris Dunn signs a 2-year, $10 million deal with Atlanta.
What? They got Chris Dunn?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
I'm about to go get this tattoo removed today.
Clip it.
Yeah, the Chris Dunn signing's the bigger one, I think. I think Atlanta is another one of those teams where they're offensive minded and they need defense however they can get it. And Chris Dunn is one of the top defenders when he's healthy because he got hurt this past year, right? So I think defense could be contagious, and he's one of those guys where once the younger guys on Atlanta can see him doing his thing, they'll start picking up on some stuff. I like Gallinari too, but that one, I don't know where he's going to fit or how he's going to thrive in that offense.
That just gives Atlanta like a big lineup. Like if you put Gallinari at the 3, you can have Collins at the 4 and get Capella at the 5, and that's just a matter of like Trae Young. And then either like even Cam Reddish can play 2 or I think
Hunter.
Oh yeah, Hunter.
I forgot about Hunter. God damn, Atlanta's a deep ass fucking team right now, bro. Like they got Herter too. Oh,
yeah.
Man.
So I think Atlanta is going to push for a playoff spot. I think my opinion with the team now, like on paper, I see them kind of finishing 7th.
I think they're a playoff team. Yeah, he's definitely.
I think you said 7th. I'll say maybe 6th, maybe 5, maybe 5, but I say 6. Yeah, I'm really excited about the moves Atlanta's made, man. I like Trae Young. I've liked him from day one. I always felt like, you know, he should be on if not a contending team, a playoff team at the very least.
Yeah.
And I feel like they've made a good effort to put guys around him. You know, I like the Capella trade. Obviously, he wasn't able to. Yeah, definitely a steal. Obviously, he wasn't able to play last year because, you know, he was hurt or whatever.
Yeah,
but
which is fine.
Yeah. And then, you know, you got a guy like John Collins. John Collins is a beast, man. He's a beast. Very slept on. You know, Trae is a great playmaker. We always talk about his scoring. He's a great playmaker. You know what I mean? So you give him a guy like Gallinari, a guy like Chris Dunn.
Yeah.
And then you got DeAndre Hunter, Kevin Herter, Cam Reddish. I think they still have –
Cam Reddish will have an improved season compared to last season. Like, shooting-wise, he should be cleaning up his shooting in the offseason before the season starts. He can be that, like, spot-up shooter or just an overall shooter in general that Atlanta needs aside from Trae Young.
Oh, yeah.
They need at least one of those guys to have a big season this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I've said this years ago. Like, I mean, I think it was when they drafted all those young guys. I said, yo, give Atlanta like 3 or 4 years. They're going to be a contender, you know, because they got a lot of young talent. And if things bloom in the right direction, if they get that chemistry going and, you know, all these guys have, you know, success, oh, man, they could be a scary team in the future.
Yeah. Who is the coach in Atlanta?
Floyd Prince, I think his name is.
Oh,
Lloyd Prince.
Lloyd Pierce, yeah. Okay.
Pierce. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to see what Atlanta does this year.
Mm-hmm. Let's see who else. Well, we're not going to talk about Bertans' steal of money in Washington.
That Washington. I don't get it. Like I have nothing against him as a player, but my God, that is a reach.
That's a reach to have.
He's probably dating the GM's daughter or some shit. We don't know about I don't get it. Because if he went anywhere else, if he went to a contender, they were probably gonna give him like $7 million a year at best.
I'd give him Wesley Matthews money.
Yeah.
Anyways,
yeah.
So we also got Jeremy Grant leaving. Who's that? The Nuggets that he was on last season.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Going to the Pistons on a 3-year, $60 million deal. The man's getting $20 million a year.
Are we in a global pandemic? How are you people having all this money? No, seriously, like I'm really inquiring. How are y'all having all this money? The season was cut short. So I'm really inquiring now. Where are y'all getting this money from?
I don't know, man. Little Caesars be sponsoring the arena, so they definitely got money.
all the secret bank accounts.
Hey, if KD can have multiple Twitter accounts, Detroit can have multiple bank accounts.
I think Detroit made they were the team that made the most in terms of actual deals. They were making a lot of small signings and deals and stuff like that. They were one of the first ones when 6 o'clock rolled around, where it was you guys know you can make signings after 6 o'clock. You don't have to announce all of them right off the bat.
Yeah, they look like me in fantasy football drafts, trying to get all the heavy hitters in the beginning. Yep, got him. I don't really understand the direction that they're trying to move in, though, because, I mean, like Panky said, they're making a lot of deals, but none of these deals make sense to me.
I know.
There were a lot of front court signings, which was really weird.
I like Jeremy Grant, but number one, I don't think he's worth $20 million a year. Number two,
they got Jahlil Okafor,
Mason Plumlee.
Yeah, Mason Plumlee.
When you already have Blake Griffin and I guess they're not going to sign Christian. Where did Christian Wood go?
Christian Wood went to the Rockets.
That was a great signing.
3-year, $41 million.
Why would spend the money on him? I don't he's way better than those guys. And Houston got a steal there at $341. He's going to be a good player.
He's good. He's great. He's great. He's definitely going to fit in Houston. I mean, but yeah, I'm really trying to comprehend what Detroit is doing, and I don't get it. As a Lakers fan, a LeBron fan, I should say, I'm happy that Denver lost those two guys. You know what I mean? But I don't see what Detroit is trying to do. I really don't.
I mean, the Nuggets.
Detroit is like the Giants. We don't know.
Bro, watch them. Yo, you trying to get mute, bro? You trying to get mute?
The timing is impeccable. I love it.
I don't get it though, bro. What are they trying to do? Are they trying to make the playoffs? Or are they trying to trade these guys for assets? What's the?
I don't know. They're trying to stress Dwayne Casey out. But then the Nuggets did sign JaMychal Green to a 2-year, $15.
Yeah.
It's not.
I don't like him.
Not so big of an impact. He was okay in Memphis for fantasy basketball numbers, but actual real life NBA numbers, not so much. Helping a team out.
I think the two guys that they gave away are way better than him.
Especially Jeremy Grant.
The Nuggets is another one of those organizations to me that they don't really last year. They went into the year. They didn't make any moves last year. They're just let's just run it back. That doesn't make no sense to me. And now you let these guys go. You let Jeremy Grant go, he showed how good he was in the playoffs. They would have got swept by the Lakers if it wasn't for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They wouldn't have beat the Clippers without him. And you let him go and you sign somebody like JaMychal Green who has done nothing. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Do you think if Denver doesn't make big moves, do you think after this year, if there's no success, they'll blow it up?
I don't know.
I don't think they need to do a hard blow up. I think that anybody but Murray and Jokic basically could go.
Yeah. Those are the only two untouchables at this point. But I like Michael Porter Jr., man. I really do. I don't know if they let those guys go because they're planning to pay him soon. I don't know what they're trying to do, but they're one of the top teams in the West, and at least so far, it's only Saturday now. We're going to see a lot more moves, but
I mean, also we have to remember what's on the horizon for next year, right? So if you're looking at Denver, okay, they're freeing up a bunch of cap space. Next year is the big one everyone's pining for, right? So, people again Denver, if they're dumping salary now, and they're letting other people spend the money now, it's like, okay, they must have some plan for next year. They must have one or two guys they want to go after for the big free agency period next year.
I feel like they also want to go after obviously who wouldn't want to go after Giannis, but being Denver, trying to kind of stay under the radar and free up cap space, they might want to go for like a Giannis, or who else is on next year's free agency.
But not even Giannis, the draft class next year. Is stupid stack. 2021 NBA free agency. So you've got guys like, okay, Giannis obviously. Okay, well, technically it's LeBron. He obviously is staying. Kawhi has his player option. Paul George has his player option that he has to decide on. Rudy Gobert is going to be a free agent next year. Oladipo, Drew Holiday.
Kawhi should have stayed in Toronto. He's dumb.
Say it louder for those in the back.
Yeah.
He should have stayed in Toronto. He's dumb.
I don't is this what he wants? It's blowing up in his face. I don't understand. I mean,
it's blowing up in his uncle's face.
Kawhi is the weirdest basketball player that ever walked the face of the earth, bro. I just can't understand. I don't get it, bro. Toronto was about to give you whatever the fuck you wanted, my nigga. You was about to have. Nigga, you was gonna have access to the OVO store before anybody. Nigga,
they literally gave him the key to the city.
The house that he was leasing is near my work. I drove past it. Man, it's fucking huge. I wanted to jump the gate and see what the back was like. Holy shit.
You got a general manager like Masai who could literally make anything happen. My nigga, you feel me? I would have stayed there. Me personally.
Bro, you have a whole country. This is not even. Let's get to the bigger part. You have a whole country in your back pocket. What? Nuts, bro.
I don't get it, man. I mean, hey, it is what it is. It's not for us to understand, I guess.
But yeah, who else is a free agent after this? I mean, Lowry's a free agent technically. DeRozan's a free agent. Hayward's a free agent. Sorry, he's a free agent now. Hayward's a free agent now. He opted out.
Yeah.
Chris Paul and Blake Griffin have player options that are coming. Mike Conley.
Mike Conley.
Steven Adams. Drummond already got paid, so he's off this list. This is an older list. So there's a lot of guys that you could build around. And even in this free agency, there's still – AD's re-signing in LA. It's just a matter of what the contract's going to look like in terms of length.
Yeah.
I think it's length, basically, what he wants to do, if it's a short-term or a long-term deal. Ingram is still an RFA. Hayward now is testing the UFA market after declining his $30-something million option in Boston. And then the international man of mystery, that's Bogdanovich, that could be the reason why Giannis leaves Milwaukee. And also, I guess, Ibaka. The only other big ones are Ibaka and Caldwell Pope. And Jay Crowder, actually, too. He's a free agent.
Oh, Jay Crowder. Interesting.
Yeah. Speaking of Steven Adams, what do we think about him going to the Pelicans?
Bro.
That's an upgrade over Derek Favors. Holy crap.
Man. The physical presence inside that paint with him and Zion, the teams are going to need the ice bath ready in the back as soon as the game is over.
Do you think the Suns are going to be higher placed in the Pelicans or no?
That's a good question.
It depends on Ingram, I think.
Yeah.
So this is what I think is going to happen. I think the Knicks are going to offer Ingram $50 million a year, right? And then that is up to the Pelicans to see whether they want to match that or not. You know what I mean? But, I think they'll match anything up to 35, maybe 40. But if a team like New York decides they want to go over that, they might let him go. You know what I mean? But if they bring Ingram back, they're going to be solid, extremely solid. You know what I mean?
Would they have to give up? New York has to give up somebody?
No, so how it works for Ingram, because he's a restricted free agent, any team can offer him a contract, but New Orleans has the right to match it, basically.
And if they don't, then he's going elsewhere.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, James Dolan is the person that would break the bank for him. So I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Especially now with Van Fleet re-signing with the motherfucking Raptors. I hate you all. Yeah, James Dolan might try to break the bank for him. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Also for like the Pelicans, it depends on like if Zion can stay healthy and if Zion can lose weight.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
True.
So Zion being as explosive as he is with that weight will only further damage his knees.
Steven Adams' like New Zealand strength needs to transfer over to Zion somehow. Maybe Zion even grows a mustache. Who knows? But
Steven Adams is gonna get him on that like New Zealand like vegan diet or something.
I know. Shit.
He's like, here, have some lamb.
Gonna come straight out of Lord of the Rings when the season starts, just freaking ripped and massive.
What do we think of? What do we think of Eric Bledsoe over there?
Oh yeah, that's right. He got thrown in there for one of those deals.
I think he comes off the bench.
I mean, if he's got his shot, it's what is Redick still on New Orleans, or did he leave?
I think he's still there.
I think he's still there.
He's still there. I think
so. He's
another
shooter that if he has a shot can be solid.
Yeah. I definitely don't think he's starting over Lonzo.
No.
Yeah.
It'll be like what? Lonzo, Redick, Ingram, Zion, Steven Adams.
That's a solid starting five, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the West is going to be really, really interesting this year.
Yeah. So looking at the Lakers again, does Davis go short term or long term on this contract? Because it's not about where, and it's not about how much. It's going to be max no matter what. Does he go for like the LeBron deals, the 1 to 2 year option deals, or is he go?
I'd say like I'd even go as far as like a 3 year. See what the market's like in 3 years.
Because if he's thinking about it, it makes me think he's going short term.
Yeah.
I think he's looking at what LeBron is going to do. LeBron is 35, you know what I mean? In 2 years, he'll be 37. So I think he's kind of weighing all of that, you know what I mean? Should I stay here after LeBron leaves or after he's out of his prime? Are they going to put pieces around me? Can I trust them to put pieces around me in order for me to sign this long-term deal and still be a contending team? You know what I mean? I think he's trying to weigh all of that in. You know what I mean? Obviously, he got his first chip this year. When guys get that feeling, they want it again, and they want to keep getting it again and again. So,
unless you're Kawhi Leonard.
Well, yeah.
This just in.
Uh-oh.
Woj announced Gordon Hayward is signing a 4-year deal, $120 million contract with the Charlotte Hornets.
Oh, shit.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I was on bro. I would have put my life on it that you were gonna say the Pacers. What the fuck? When did that happen?
Michael Jordan spending that Jumpman money.
He's spending that Netflix special money.
Listen, man. I don't know. He might be the GOAT. He ain't my GOAT, but he's considered the GOAT. This motherfucker is the worst owner ever. You just gave Gordon Hayward $30 million a year?
Mm-hmm.
Bruh.
Yikes.
As Max, it was Max Kellerman that said Michael Jordan's the Michael Jordan of bad GMs or owners.
Oh my God.
And as this one tweet that just popped up on my feed explains, to finally be getting off the Batum deal and then turn around and give Gordon Hayward 4 years, 120 is certainly a decision one could make, I guess.
Oh yeah, and then Woj also tweeted, Hayward signed an offer sheet with Charlotte in 2014 as a restricted free agent. Utah matched and kept him. Now this time Charlotte gets him.
Oh, they've been after, yeah. And there were rumors that I don't know, because so now they've got LaMelo, Scary Terry, and Gordon, and there were rumors that he was going to trade Terry. Like there were rumors that like Terry's been.
Oh yeah, where was he going? He was going somewhere.
I want to say maybe it was the Clippers that inquired about Terry Rozier.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, Rozier and Patrick Beverley on the same court together. God. Yeah, pest all around.
I don't think anything came of it though.
I know the Clippers wanted Chris Dunn. I didn't hear about the Rozier. That's crazy. Yeah.
But damn. Jordan.
Yeah.
Money.
I don't know, MJ. Maybe being an owner ain't for you. Maybe you need to consider selling, bro. Because that I like Gordon Hayward. Kid is talented, but he's been injured.
Yeah,
nonstop for the last 2 years. Like that's
I wouldn't
great.
give him that much money for being injured. Like, get healthy first for a good solid year, and then maybe I'll consider giving you 30. I'll give you 20 and Cheetos.
Yeah, and then it's like the pieces that you got, they don't even really complement each other when you think about it. You know what I mean? So it's just.
I mean, with Hayward, it's his player option was like $34 million, so he could have accepted that and like, or maybe I was gonna say maybe he stays in Boston, but maybe if he accepted, Boston would have tried to move him regardless. So I don't know. Maybe he sort of knew either way that he wasn't going to be staying next season. I think.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know if there was any worse places for him to go than Charlotte if he got traded by Boston somewhere.
I actually was out. I heard about the Indiana thing, and I liked it. I'm like, you know what? That might be a good fit for him. He might,
him, Oladipo.
Yeah. And then you go to Charlotte? Like, what the fuck? You might as well have came to the Knicks. Shit.
So now Indiana pretty much has to just try to convince Oladipo to stay because they're not going. They were another team that could have gotten Van Vliet.
Yeah.
So Van Vliet's gone, and then he wanted Gordon Hayward, or so the reports said. He's gone to Charlotte of all places. So now the market's dried up at this point for the most part. You've got to convince Oladipo that they can build the future around him because
did Jordan give Gordon Hayward a signature Jordan brand deal?
I was gonna say, are we gonna see Gordon Hayward Jumpman commercials?
We gave him
some McDonald's commercial.
But then again, we talking about the same guy that paid Nicholas Batum like $20 million a year here. So I mean, I don't know. Jordan just I don't know, bro.
I want to know how active of an owner Michael Jordan actually is, because either he's making these moves and he's an even worse version of Jerry Jones.
He's bored, bro. That's what it is. He's literally just bored, and he needed some entertainment in Charlotte. That's what it is.
That's why he bought the NASCAR team. Also, now he's just so bored.
He's bored.
Listen, he was gambling and playing golf today at the same time, right? And then they called him. I was like, "Yo, Gordon Hayward, what you think?" "Oh yeah, son."
Yeah, he's like, "All right. We're gonna play closest to the hole, first shot, 20 million each person."
Yeah.
What if he was playing? What if he was playing golf and the bet was if he lost, he had to sign Gordon Hayward to a max contract?
I want to know who he's playing with. That's what. If he's playing with Larry Bird,
he's playing with LeBron.
Damn. I have never seen LeBron swing a golf club in my life.
Shit, he swung it today. Them motherfuckers got Gordon Hayward.
Damn
it. That's crazy, bro.
That'd be funny.
All right, there's gonna be a lot more signings throughout the week, so sports fans, stay tuned. It was a very heavy NBA topic. We'll get back to NFL if anything interesting happens. But I guess that's all for this week until something comes up. It's been a pleasure. From me, myself, Panky, and Figs. This is Ignorant Sports Talk. Oh, and Joshua, our special guest.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
We gotta get Josh on here more often.
No kidding.
Pull up.
All right, so it's been a pleasure. Stay ignorant. Stay safe.
Go Raptors. Welcome back, Fred.
In a vibe.
Oh, coronavirus. Hold on. Y'all ain't leaving just yet. Speaking of coronavirus, the motherfucking Raptors are about to be the slogan for COVID, nigga. Y'all niggas is going to Tampa? God damn.
Yeah, that was disappointing to see.
Stay away from Antonio Brown.
Stay away from
away.
Just live at the arena, whatever arena they're playing at.
If Antonio Brown invites you to go play football, he's not going to be throwing footballs at you. Just know that.
Oh, man. Yeah, good luck to y'all.
Oh, they're going to be wearing like hazmat suits the entire time to and from wherever they're staying at.
Hey, I wouldn't be surprised.
But yeah, man, like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, Ignorant Sports Talk. I mean, Feel me? Spread the word. Spread the word. We trying to get this ignorance worldwide. Now, I mean,
Serge posted that photo of himself on a jet. Hopefully, he's going to Tampa Bay, not somewhere else.
Hey, I mean,
unless he's going to New York for a max contract.
Get the fuck.
He's probably going back to Africa, getting some delicacies and bringing it back to North America.
Right now, I'm having PTSD. I really think the Knicks would really sign John Wall like a dickhead, like dickheads they would, bro.
Listen, man. If the Knicks sign John Wall, I'm gonna let y'all know in advance. I'm gonna let the fans know in advance. I won't be on next week's episode. I probably won't be on the week after that. So if y'all don't see me, then you know that the Knicks signed John Wall.
If you were at any of the tattoo removal places in Atlanta, you'll probably run into Figs if the Nets sign John Wall.
Oh yeah,
a picture. We want a video / picture of this tattoo removal.
Oh yes. Shit, yeah, I ain't going front. I'll post that to the page.
Oh my God.
That's the high note to end on right there.
All right. This has been Ignorant Sports Talk. Stay ignorant.